Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today we will start with the CET NEET questions regarding the chapter Biodiversity and Conservation. Look at the first question. Match column 1, that is organism, with column 2. So here they have given the number of several organisms with their number of species. Actually, you know that according to IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation for Nature, that is International Union of Conservation for Nature, so there are about 1.5 million species are there. Out of 1.5 million species, here the number of ant species is about 20,000. Number of orchids is also 20,000. The number of fish species ranges from 28,000 and number of beetles ranges from 3 lakh species. So out of these options, option D is the correct one, because out of 1.5 million ant species is 20,000 species, orchids 20,000 and fishes 28,000, beetles 3 lakh species are there. Next one, the term biodiversity was popularized by. You know that actually the term biodiversity was coined by the scientist Walter G. Rosen, but the term biodiversity was popularized by Edward Wilson. And next, identify the type or level of biodiversity from the following. So you know that there are 3 levels of biodiversity. One is called genetic diversity, species diversity and ecological diversity. So that here all of these are the levels of biodiversity. Next one, which of the following shows maximum genetic diversity? Actually, what the examples they have given, that is rice, mango, Rauwolfia vomitoria, wheat, all these are showing genetic diversity only. But among these, the maximum genetic diversity is shown by rice, because in India there are more than 50,000 varieties of rices are available. That's why rice is showing maximum genetic diversity. Next one, how many different varieties of mango are found in India? So there are about 1,000 species or 1,000 varieties of mangoes are available in India. Next, how many genetically different strains of rice are found in India? Already I told you there are more than 50,000 genetically different varieties of rice are available in India. Next one, choose the correct statement from the following. Option A, Western Ghats have a greater amphibian species diversity than the Eastern Ghats. Yes, of course, Western Ghats showing maximum or greater amphibian species diversity than that of the Eastern Ghats. And diversity exists at all levels of biological organization, ranging from macromolecules within cells to biomes. Yes, this I have explained. The levels of the diversity can be exist from all levels, from macromolecules, then from macromolecules to cells, then cells to organs, organs to organ system. Likewise, from macromolecule to till biomes, we can find the diversity. And next one, Rauwolfia vomitoria shows genetic variation in terms of potency and concentration of the reserpine produced. Yes, Rauwolfia vomitoria, it produces an active chemical called as reserpine. So depending upon the potency and concentration of the reserpine, the Rauwolfia vomitoria shows genetic variation. And Norway has greater ecosystem diversity than India. So this is wrong. Actually, in India, greater ecosystem diversity is there than that of the Norway. So this statement is wrong. Other than this, all the 3 options, option A, B, C are correct. So that we will go for option C. Next one. So next, if the present rate of species losses continues, so we will lose our biological wealth in how much time? So if the present rate of species loss continues, nowadays the species loss will be continued day by day. So if this species loss continues, we will lose our biological wealth completely in how much of the time? It is less than 2 centuries. So less than 2 centuries, we will lose all the biological wealth if the species loss continues. Next one, Robert May places the global species diversity at about, it is about 7 million. So Robert May is scientist, he made an estimation. So according to his estimation, the species diversity or global species diversity, it will be ranging from, or it will be up to 7 millions. Next one, more than dash percentage of all species recorded are animals. I told you there are about 1.5 million species. So among 1.5 million species, about more than 70% will be animals. So 70% of the species are said to be the animals. Next one, arrange the following in their decreasing order of species. So here they have given fishes, birds, reptiles, amphibians, etc. So how can we arrange them, arrange these organisms in their decreasing order means by looking at the pie chart. See, in this chart, you can look at the different species among the animals. So here there are 70% of the animals. So here you can see fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. So when we look at this pie chart, maximum will be the fishes. So next when come to fishes, next to fishes we can place birds, because after the fishes, birds will occupy the major part. So after birds, reptiles, then amphibians. So then amphibians and lastly mammals. So firstly fishes, birds, reptiles, amphibians and mammals, so that we can go for option A, that is fishes, birds, reptiles and amphibians. Next one, which of the following have more number of species? So again we have one more chart. Actually before discussing that question, we will look at this one. What does A, B, C, D, E and F represents in this figure? See, actually here F, it is the fungi, maximum number of species. It is angiosperms. And E, this is algae. These are lichens. A, mosses, and B, ferns, and these are usually the ferns. So when we look at this pie chart, here A, mosses, B, ferns, C, angiosperms, D, lichens, E, algae, and lastly fungi. So now we'll go for the 13th question. Which order is correct with respect to the number of species? Now by looking at this chart, you can clearly identify this one. So here fungi having maximum number of species. Then come to angiosperms. So next one will be the angiosperms. Next to angiosperms, it is algae. Next to algae, it is lichens. Next to algae, it is lichens. So by comparing this chart, we can go for option C, that is a fungi, angiosperms, algae and lichens. So next one. So this pie chart, what does A, B, C, D, E, F, E and F represents? Here already I told you, A represents mosses, B ferns and allies, C angiosperms, D lichens, E algae and F fungi. So next question, find the false statement. The number of fungi species is more than the combined total of all the species of fishes, amphibians, reptiles and mammals. So this is correct. The number of fungi species, it is more than that of the combined total of the species of fishes, amphibians, reptiles and mammals. And next option B, conventional taxonomic methods are not suitable for identifying microbial species. Yes, this is also correct, because conventional taxonomic methods are beneficial to identify the plant and animal species but not the microbial species. And option C, for many taxonomic groups, species inventories are more complete in temperate than in tropical region. Yes, so this is also correct. And option D, insect forms 70% part of the all the species recorded. So this is wrong, because out of the total number of animals, not all the species, out of all the animals, 70% will be the insects. And so that's why option D. out of animals, 70% will be the insects, but not among all the species. Next one, find the true statements. Find the true statement. If we consider biochemical or molecular criteria for microorganisms, their diversity may run into millions. So this is correct. When we consider the biochemical or molecular criteria, the number of microorganisms will run into millions. And there are 12 mega biodiversity countries in the world. Yes, this is also correct. And option C, if we accept May's global estimates, only 32% of the total species have been recorded so far. So this is wrong. It is actually 7%. It is only just 70%. And option D, Western Ghats have a greater amphibian species diversity than Eastern Ghats. Yeah, this is correct. So that option D, that is A, B and D only correct. Next one, India has only -% of the world's land area. Actually, out of the land area, India has only 2.4%. So it is just 2.4% of the world's land area, and its share of the global species diversity, it is an impressive 8.1%. Even though the land area is only just 2.4% of the land area out of the world, here it will be contributing for the global species diversity about 8.1%. So it is option B. Next, match the column 1 with column 2. Column 1 is the place and column 2 is the number of bird species. So it is regarding the bird species. So in the column 1, they have given Colombia. In Colombia, the number of bird species is about 1,400. And in New York, the number of bird species is only 105. And in India, it is about 1,200. And in the Amazon rainforest, it is 1,300. So that option D is correct. Next one, find the incorrect statement. India has nearly 45,000 species of plants and twice as many as animals. Yes, this is correct. And option B, a forest in a tropical region like the equator has 10 times as many species of vascular plants as a forest of equal area in a temperate region like the Midwest of USA. See, the Midwest of USA, it is actually the temperate region. So the tropical region, what the number of species having, it is 10 times more than that of the species which are present in the temperate region, which says that the tropical region having much greater diversity. And option C, Greenland, that is a 71° north, has only 56 species of birds. Correct. And option D, the diversity of plant and animals is uniform throughout the world. So this is completely wrong. The diversity of plant and animal species is greatly varies in different parts of the world. So option D is the wrong statement. Next one, the largely tropical Amazon rainforest in South America has the greatest biodiversity. Yes, tropical Amazon rainforest, it is showing greatest biodiversity because it is the home for more than 40,000 species of plants and 3,000 species of fishes and 1,300 species of birds, 427 species of mammals, 427 species of amphibians and 378 species of reptiles and more than 125,000 invertebrates. So this is option C. It is the home for such several species in the tropical rainforest. Next one. So next, what is the sum of the number of species of birds in the New York 41° north and Greenland of 71° north? So what is the sum total of or sum of the number of species of birds? So they are asking the number of species of birds in New York as well as in Greenland. Actually in New York, the number of bird species is about 105, and in Greenland it is just 56. So when we combine both 105 and 56, it will be 161. The sum of species of birds in both New York and Greenland, it is about 161. And next, species richness. So actually, what is species richness? It is the number of species per unit area is called as species richness. So here the species richness of tropics is because of trophics have more evolutionary time. Yes. Trophics have relatively constant environment, and trophics receives more solar energy. So all these are exactly increases the species richness in tropical region. We know that in tropical region the species diversity is more than that of the temperate region. The reason why tropics having greater biodiversity or species richness, it is because of all these regions. It has more evolutionary time, constant environment, and more solar energy. So because of all these options, it shows species richness. And next one, species area relationship. So when we study the patterns of biodiversity, there we have discussed species area relationship. So this species area relationship was provided by Alexander van Humboldt. Next one, the graph formed by plotting species richness against area for a wide variety of taxa, that is angiosperm plants, birds, bats, freshwater fishes, etc., turns out to be a rectangular hyperbola. So when we plot a graph against the species richness and area about of wide variety of taxa, we will get a rectangular hyperbola. Next, log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. It is a logarithmic formula for species area relationship. So true about this formula. Here they have given what the symbols indicates. Here S is equal to species richness, A is equal to area, and Z is equal to regression coefficient, can also be called as slope of the line, and C is equal to y-intercept. So here all these are exactly correct regarding the formula. See, when we plot a graph, so this is the graph of species area relationship. We will be plotting a graph against the species richness against the area. So we will get a rectangular hyperbola, and this will be the logarithmic formula. Log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. And next one, if we analyze the species area relationship among very large areas like entire continents, the slope of the line becomes. See, when we analyze the species area relationship among very large area in the sense like entire continent, the slope of the line becomes much steeper in the sense this is the slope of the line. The slope of the line becomes much steeper, that is almost perpendicular to each other. So when we analyze the large area like entire continent, the slope of the line becomes much steeper, and Z value in a much steeper slope ranges between. So the Z value in a much steeper, if it is almost perpendicular to each other, there the Z value ranges from 0.6 to 1.2. Next one, for frugivorous, that is fruit eating birds and mammals in the tropical forest of different continents, the slope of the species area relationship is found to be approximately. So I mean here what it says that it is for frugivorous, that is fruit eating birds and mammals in tropical region, the Z value ranges from 1.15. The Z value here ranges from 1.15. Next, what is the correct formula of the graph shown below? So here they have given a graph. So what is the correct formula of the graph shown below? So here S is equal to species richness, A area, C is y-intercept, Z is the slope of the line or regression coefficient. So here we will write S is equal to C A to the power Z. So among the options, this is the correct one. S is equal to C A to the power Z. So next question. So next one, Z value in species area relationship lies in the range of 0.1 to 0.24. So where we will get the z value, that is 0.1 to 0.2, means it is regarding plants in Britain, birds in California, and mollusks in New York State. So all these are regarding the z value 0.1 to 0.2 when we analyze the species area relationship. The next one, which of the following are the features of a stable community? If the community is said to be stable, what are the following features we can observe in a stable community? See option A, that is resistant or resilient to occasional disturbances, that is natural or anthropogenic disturbances. It will be resistant to the occasional disturbances if it is a stable community, and does not show much variation in productivity. The productivity is almost equivalent or same from year to year and does not show much variation. And next one, resistant to invasion by alien species. If any species invasion occurs, at that time also it will be resistant to such alien species. So all these are the features of a stable community. Next one, there are two plots. Plot 1 has less species and plot 2 has more species. Which statement is true regarding the two plots? So when we analyze the plot 1 having less species and plot 2 having more species, here we can say that plot 2 has more productivity than plot 1. The reason is because plot 2 has more number of species. As the number of species are more, the productivity also increases. Next one, Rivet-Popper hypothesis was proposed by. So Rivet-Popper hypothesis, it was proposed by a Stanford ecologist known as Paul Ehrlich. Paul Ehrlich. Next one, tropical environments unlike temperate ones are. Tropical environments unlike temperate ones are. So here tropical regions are less seasonal, relatively more constant and more predictable. That's why tropical environments are more stable when compared to the temperate ones. Next one, find the incorrect statement. So here constant environment promotes niche specialization. Of course, if the environment is constant, it will promote niche specialization. And key species are those which derive major ecosystem functions. So in all ecosystems there are some key species. So these key species will be deriving major ecosystem functions. And option C, increase in diversity generally increases productivity. When there is a greater biodiversity, there will be greater productivity or increased productivity. And increased steepness in species area relationship curve decreases species richness in the given area. So this is wrong. Already I told you, if this is the graph, this is the slope of the line. When slope of the line becomes steeper, so if it is steeper, it will be providing maximum surface area so that the species richness also increases. But here they have given decreases species richness, therefore this option is wrong. Next one, the colonization of tropical Pacific islands by humans led to the extinction of more than dash species of native birds. So here, because of the colonization of tropical Pacific islands by humans, most of the tropical Pacific islands are occupied by humans. So because of human occupation, because humans occupied that area, now it has been led to the extinction of more than 2000 species of native birds. And next one, IUCN Red List 2004 documents the extinction of how many species in the last 500 years. In the last 500 years, there are about 784 species have been extincted that has been recorded in the IUCN Red List. This is International Union for Conservation of Nature. Next one, match column 1 with column 2. In the column 1 they have given the recently extinct animals, and in the column 2 they have given places from where they extinct. So here first one, dodo. So this is the species which is extincted recently from the region Mauritius. And quagga. So this quagga extincted from Africa. And thylacine, this is thylacine extincted from Australia. And Steller's sea cow, it has been extincted from Russia. So that option B. Next one. So next, find the false statement. In the last 20 years alone, there is a disappearance of 27 species. Yes, this is right. In the last 20 years alone, there is a disappearance of 27 species. And option B, 3 species, that is Bali, Javan and Caspian of tiger are included in recently extinct animals. Of course, these three are recently extincted, but these are not the species of tiger. They are the subspecies of tiger, so that this option is wrong. If they are given 3 subspecies, it is correct, but they have given species, so this option is wrong. And next one, if we apply May's estimate, then there are probably more than 1 lakh plant species in India that are yet to be discovered and described. Yes, this is also correct. And option D, there is more solar energy available in tropics, which contribute to higher productivity. This in turn contributes directly to greater biodiversity. This is absolutely wrong. Of course, there will be more solar energy in the tropical region, but there is more solar energy available in tropics, which contribute to higher productivity. This in turn contributes directly to greater biodiversity. So here the false statement is B and D. Actually, we cannot say that there is more solar energy in the tropical region. There will be sufficient availability of the solar energy, so that will be contributing for higher productivity. So option B and D are wrong. Next one. According to IUCN Red List 2004, how many vertebrate becomes extinct in the last 550 years? So it is about 338 vertebrate species have become extinct. And next question, according to IUCN Red List 2004, how many invertebrates become extinct in the last 500 years? It is about 359. So 359 species of invertebrates have become extinct. Next one, which group is most vulnerable to extinction? So it is amphibians. Amphibian groups are most vulnerable to extinction. Next, approximately how many species face the threat of extinction? So about 15,500 species are facing the problem of extinction. See, in the next question, we will come to know how many species becoming extinct are facing the threat of extinction. It is presently 12% of birds, 12% of all bird species, 23% of all mammal species, 32% of all amphibian species, and 31% of all gymnosperm species in the world face the threat of extinction. Next one. Since the origin and diversification of life on Earth, how many episodes of mass extinction of species have occurred till date? So till date, how many episodes of mass extinction occurred means there are 5 episodes of mass extinction has been occurred till date. Next one, what is A, B, C and D in this figure? So already I have shown this pie chart. Here this one is the fungi. Here A. So A, mammals, sorry, this one not fungi, it is a fishes. This one, fishes, mammals, birds, reptiles and amphibians. We'll see the options. So what they have given for A, B, C and D. So it is C. A is the mammals, B birds, C reptiles, D amphibians. If they are given E, that will become fishes. So that option A is correct. So remaining questions we can discuss in the next class. Thank you.